Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to Beamer & Son Garage. We got the Pontiac out of the yard, so it's been in the yard for 2 years, and 2 years too long. She's all rusty now, and now the brakes aren't working, and it had brakes when I parked it, so one of the lines must have popped or rusted out while it was sitting there. And it was a scary ride too, because this is an automatic, unlike the Dusty, where I could just shut the engine off and let the clutch and the drivetrain stop it. There's nothing here. You put it neutral, you just keep rolling. But luckily the brakes were sticky and it didn't roll very good. I had a heck of a time getting it out of the yard over there. But we rigged up an electric Holly fuel pump, a 12-volt clickety-clack that I had bought for the car. And I rigged it up right to the fuel line with an inline filter. And we went to the quart bottle. We didn't even get a gallon jug out. So we did minimum work. We rigged up a hose on it. Didn't even put a clamp on it. You can see it doesn't even have a clamp because it's sucking out of that side. And so, it's not like it's pressurized and fuel will be spraying here. And this is a 3/8 fuel line going to a 5/16 fitting. So this fuel pump is a 5/16 fuel pump. You can switch the fittings and make it 3/8 or whatever size you want. But for some reason, it didn't give me the 3/8 adapters. So it's got a 5/16 fuel line connections going to a 3/8 hose, and boy, I had to really crank that thing down so it didn't leak and spray fuel everywhere. And we put one of them yellow Optimum batteries that originally came out of my first and only rail buggy I had, my Volkswagen Dune buggy that we had, and we sold it and we retained a good battery and swapped it with a junky battery, and we put the good one in our stock, so it goes around, bounces around from car to car to car. So there you go, guys. 3 cars, 3 days. Got them out. The only ones left is that 65 Mustang. We may get to that tonight, but it's sitting over there where it was, and this thing sat for so long, and you can see what happened to it. Yeah, the headliner mice got in there and just destroyed what was left of the headliner. So there's no carpet for them to get in and shoe up, but they definitely got in the car. The headliner was falling down, but it never was that bad. And the headliner's completely shot. But it was already shot anyways. It had a white headliner with a white top. Or excuse me. This car was white with a red top. It was two-tone. And I painted it all black a few years ago, because that's why my original one was black. And, you can see with a spray can job. Just don't hold up when it sits outside. It was never this rusty. And so I got to redo the body on it again. But it's pretty straight. There's only 2 dents in the whole car. And that was put in by me. But unfortunately, there's only 2 dents. Not unfortunately, but, fortunately, there's only 2 dents. And I think it must be on the other side. There are 2 dents in the panel. Yes, on the other side. I don't believe I fixed the dents. There was no dents in the car. Very minimal rust on this car. Even though it's an Ohio car. Here's the dents. Yeah, I must have painted over the dents. One there, and then just one dent. One dent right there. The only dent in the car. The only rust is the fenders. The fenders are just shot. I need a couple fenders. The quarter panels are nice. There's no rust in the wheel wells. There's no rust in here. There's no rust holes. No patches. There was a little bit of rust down here, I think, on one of the quarters. It wasn't this one. Must have been the other one. But for a Ohio car, it's pretty rust free. Of course, I didn't do it any justice by parking in the yard for 2 years. So it's out of the yard now, and here's the rust on this quarter here. Right there. It's the only bit of rust right there on the whole car. So it's a poncho saved, and it's never going to go back in that yard again, ever again. I know I said stuff like that before, but I mean it in this car. This car's never going back in the yard. It's parked on gravel with no limestone, just pure gravel. And it's never going to go back to where it was. So let's start it up for you guys before we close this one out, so you can hear how smooth this car is. And it runs really good, but like I said, I didn't shoot the video because it didn't have any brakes. And I can't be trying to maneuver this thing. Still got a lot of fuel. Pump come on. Yep, pump's working. I couldn't believe how good this thing ran, unlike the Duster yesterday. This thing runs absolutely flawless. I got a floor fan for it that was bought for it. And this car runs absolutely perfect. Absolutely. And I believe it's got an HEI distributor my son bought for this one. So it's got the high energy ignition distributor. Everything works on it except the brakes, and all the lights and stuff don't work. So there was some water come up and got into it, and I think it just shorted out the fuse box. So I got no headlights, no turn signals, no brake lights. So we're probably going to rewire it. The fuse box is all rusted. This car runs absolutely perfect. And I was telling you, this is the one with the Venturi package I learned from my father. It's a special interior package. And there's dual exhaust. And there's no smoke. This car was a factory original 2-barrel and was bought from a guy by the name of Jerry McQuarrie, who owned this car. And we bought it from him. My son bought it from him, and it was a Christmas gift to me. It was my Christmas gift one year. And I just loved it because I had one like this in high school. The first car I ever actually owned was a 65 Pontiac Catalina. I quit. Oh, it's not picking up any fuel. No fuel. This thing's no picking up no fuel. That's why. It was only like a quart jug, so. And I drove it from back and around and over here on a quart. It wasn't a full quart, so. You know, 389. And they had a 4-barrel on it, Jerry did, and of course it didn't perform. So my son bought me a 2-barrel intake and carb, and I put it all on there and put it all together and brought her back to her former, to 389 2-barrel Glory with an extra HEI, style distributor added to it. So the car runs just flawless. This is the radiator that came with it. It's had a patch or something put on one training line. You can see where somebody had patched it or something. And the radiator, maybe the radiator's been changed in it. Maybe it's not the original one, but it's the original size and original decor. It looks just like the original one. But it's a pretty cool car. We really like the Catalina. Like I said, it's identical to the one I had in high school. Most guys that watch my channel, Mike Lafferty, Johnny Morehouse, and everybody, they remember the original black bomber I had. It was a 4-door family edition, because my dad, of course, was his car. And he gave it to me as my first car when I was 13. But it had the Venturi package, just like this one's got. So it's got the same interior as far as the package interior goes. Same door panels and same ribs on the seats and everything. But the original one was a 4-door. This is a 2-door, much better than I had. I can't believe I treated it like that and stuck it in that yard. But I was in a slump and I just couldn't get motivated. My mom passed away. Then my dad passed last year. And, YouTube channel, my son brought me back. And my people like, Jamie Phillips and Scott Speed Shop and some other friends got me motivated to get back out here and get sweaty and, get some work done and get that car out of the yard and get it on the driveway, on the gravel. And then I could get on with it. So it's going to need brakes, tires, fix the lights on it, and very much, very little, as far as what this car needs to make it roadworthy. It's got legal tags on it. And if I had brakes and lights on it, I could drive it. I don't know if I'd really trust it with those tires very far, because them tires are old. They've been on this car a long, long time, ever since I bought the car. Actually, since my son bought the car for me. So I've had this car for a long time. I have not done any tire work to it. It has some 15-inch steel wheels with some funky looking Pontiac Venturi hubcaps on it, which I hated. I took the hubcaps off. Hated them hubcaps. And so I don't know what we're going to do with wheels, and we may end up going with some Pontiac rallies we picked up. My son picked up 3 rallies, and I don't know if they're going to go on my car or his car. And if they go on, this thing was originally 14-inch with spinner hubcaps, and I got the hubcaps in the trunk. Got all the original chrome. I think I'm missing one piece of chrome for this car. Other than that, I got every single piece of chrome. And there's 2 keys to this car. There's a round key and a square key. And the round key pops the trunk, and the square key starts it. And this got a new trunk seal. And there's the hubcap. 14-inch spinner hubcap. And there's all the chrome. There's a bunch of brake parts back here that I never installed. Shoes, and wheel cylinders, hardware, and all kinds of goodies. And this got a new trunk seal. You gotta be careful on some cars when you take your fingers like this around, you could cut them. But this thing here has been all done. I repainted the whole car. This, you know, all the gutters here have been done. A new trunk seal put in. I'm cleaning out the dirt so when it rains tomorrow, it'll run like it's supposed to out of the car. So we won't get, we definitely got some rust issues in the trunk, there and there. Driver's side floor pan, and that's about it. I'm sure the bottom side now needs painted and needs some attention. And it'll get it. That's for sure. There's the original 2-barrel air cleaner. And I got a chrome one on it now. So there you guys go. This swapped me a little bit. It was hard coming out of that parking spot because it sat. And it had 4 holes that sat in. It didn't want to move. But we got it. We got it out of there. So that's it, guys. Check out our friends Actions Auto Parts. Jamie Phillips. Guys, he's getting close to 400. Let's help him get there, okay? Subscribe to his channel. Go to his channel. You know, he's got a cool junkyard full of parts. We're talking cars, trucks, Ford, Dodge, Chevy, old stuff, new stuff, late model stuff. Check out his channel, Actions Auto Parts, and subscribe. Also, Actions Auto Parts friend and mine, Auto Established Outlaws. Check out their channel. They're up some. And always, our friend, my buddy, Scott Speed Shop, Jedediah. Check out his father and son show. And 2 Hacks Garage too. Check out Jeff. He's our buddy too. And that's it, guys. We're out. So, you know, 3 days, 3 cars. The Duster, the Omega. The Omega was first in the Duster. And the Catalina. Winning. See you in the next one, guys. Bye-bye.